for the arrival of the Public Health Service Officer Basic Course Class 108 and remain standing for the arrival of the official party, presentation of the colors, and singing of our PHS March. Announcing the arrival of the official party. It is my distinct honor and privilege to announce the arrival of Rear Admiral Richard Childs, Assistant Surgeon General. The Officer Basic Course Color Guard will now bring forward the colors, which will be followed by our national anthem, our PHS March, and the invocation. Color Guard, advance the colors.
March. March.
Please join us in singing our Public Health Service March.
May we do what is needed with courage and skill. Be a loyal ally to my fellow officers and my country. Bless us this day and keep us safe from harm. Diminish my fears, grow my courage, heal my spirit. Bless me as I do my duty today, the best I can. Strengthen me in my mind, body, and spirit. Help me to respect my adversary. Bless and protect us this day in all we must do.
Color Guard, retire the colors.
Forward. March.
Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. Class, take seats. Good morning. I am Lieutenant Latoya Crabb, one of the instructors with the Commissioned Officer Training Academy. I would like to personally welcome and thank Rear Admiral Childs, Rear Admiral Erica Schwartz, Deputy Surgeon General, Rear Admiral Susan Ortega, Director of Commissioned Corps Headquarters, distinguished guests, family, and friends for your support of these newest officers of the future of the Commissioned Corps. We are honored to have many visiting officers that have come to celebrate the accomplishments of this class. At this time, I would like to ask any chief professional officers in the crowd to please stand. Thank you for your time and effort in support of the Commissioned Corps. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in recognizing our leader with a round of applause. At this time, would all visiting family members and friends please stand? On behalf of all of the officers here, I extend a sincere appreciation of your support and at times sacrifice as these officers work to meet the public health mission both here in our nation and around the world. Thank you for all that you do to support these officers. It is vital to the successful fulfillment of our mission. Will everyone please join me in showing these family members and friends another round of applause. The 17 officers of OBC 108 have taken the first step in answering the call to service to our nation in various capacities, including clinical care, patient education, administration, and research. They serve in 7 different agencies, spanning 10 states and the District of Columbia. They have shown great dedication during the past 2 weeks, studying hard as they learned about the history of the Public Health Service, uniformed services, customs, and courtesies, the incident command structure, the challenges of leadership, the power of teamwork, and the meaning of personal accountability. They know the core values of leadership, service, integrity, and excellence, and have accepted the responsibility to represent those values. At this time, I would like to recognize the Honor Squad, the squad which has consistently excelled in mastering the course content, drill, and working together as a team. With the members of First Squad, please stand for a round of applause. First Squad, please be seated. It is a privilege for me to now present to you the class representative who will speak on behalf of this class's dedication and vision. Lieutenant Trusha Daya, please come forward to represent your class.
Good morning. On behalf of OBC Class 108, I would like to welcome friends, family, distinguished guests, and those kind few at work who have turned off Netflix long enough to watch the live stream. This graduating class has proven, if nothing else, we are truly dedicated to the mission. I think not throwing in the towel after a 2-year application process can speak to this. Unlike the application process, I will only take a few minutes today. In the past 2 weeks, we have gained an abundance of information about public health service. But today, I ask you to take a step back and look at 17 pieces of the puzzle, us. People have invested in us today, and we have invested in ourselves. So I ask, what are you going to do with your investment? Our strengths and weaknesses are unique to each of us and make us the person we are today. We may never know what the next right move is, but as long as we utilize what we have, we will leave a lasting impact on the world. I ask you to pursue what you are passionate about. Go outside the box, but never stop dreaming. A career without ambition, dreams, and goals just ends up with disappointment. So as you continue on your path with PHS, dream and protect those dreams. Don't be afraid to do the extraordinary. We all like to plan and create this great checklist of what we think our path should be, but sometimes we have to let that go. I mean, I thought for sure I'd be married to a millionaire by now and traveling the world, but there's still time. When I was in my second to last year of pharmacy school, I met a fellow PHS officer, and in that moment, she had derailed and deterred the perfect roadmap I had laid out for myself. Instead of getting that dream job I had pictured right after graduation, I started taking detours and found myself applying for PHS. There were times I questioned myself. I saw my friends getting promotions, buying homes, cars, and starting families, and yet I felt stagnant. I started losing hope. Here I was, a pharmacist struggling to find a proper pharmacy job. But I held my ground. And when I thought I would never see the light at the end of the tunnel, I got accepted. I'll tell you, reading that email is a day I will never forget. We will face ups and downs throughout our career, but we are resilient. These past 2 weeks, we have grown closer to each other. We've joked and grumbled, but pushed through. And I would like to think, when times get tough, I can lean in on each and every one of you. OBC 108, we have extraordinary talents, so don't let anyone tell you you can't do something, but especially not yourself. Go out and create a lasting impact. We've made it this far. Congratulations, Class 108, and thank you.
Thank you, Lieutenant Daya. The challenges to public health today are substantial. Throughout its 220-year history, the Public Health Service has been instrumental in our mission to protect, promote, and advance the health and safety of our nation. At this time, it is an honor for me to introduce an individual who is a leader of leaders, someone who bears the heavy weight of assuring that we stand ready, respond quickly and effectively, and overcome the challenges of our public health mission. A leader who represents the core values of service, integrity, excellence, and leadership. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Rear Admiral Richard Childs, Assistant Surgeon General.
Good morning, everyone. On behalf of the Assistant Secretary of Health, the Office of the Surgeon General, and all of my fellow officers in the Commissioned Corps, it's really a pleasure for me today to serve as the presiding flag officer over this graduation ceremony. I would like to first acknowledge our distinguished guests at the ceremony, Deputy Surgeon General Rear Admiral Erica Schwartz, the new Director of Commissioned Corps Headquarters, Rear Admiral Susan Ortega, and Rear Admiral Calkins. Give them all a round of applause. It is my privilege to welcome all of the officers in OBC 108 to active duty service in the Corps. The citizens of the United States have come to rely on the United States Public Health Service to provide the most vital public health services and emergency responses. We are truly mission critical for our nation. You are all now part of that mission critical service. I'm really excited for all of you when I think about the wonderful career course you're all about to embark upon. Today, we celebrate the beginning of your career in a uniformed service of the United States. The service that I think is the best uniformed service in the United States. A service with a mission that is totally unique and distinct from our sister services. We are all tasked with a mission to assure our nation's prosperity and health. And when you think about it, what mission could be more important than that? For our guests today, I'd like to tell you some facts that you should know about the United States Public Health Service and the Commissioned Corps. The United States Public Health Service was established 220 years ago, as you heard before, in 1798. The Commissioned Corps, as a uniformed component of that service, was established following a Congressional Act in 1889. This year, the Commissioned Corps celebrated its 129th birthday, so we've been around for a while and we have a lot of proud traditions. The Corps is one of 7 uniformed services in the United States government. We serve along with members in the Army, Navy, Air Force, Marine Corps, NOAA, and Coast Guard. All members of the Commissioned Corps are active duty officers that receive their commission from the President of the United States. All officers in Class 108 now are active duty officers. They were sworn in last week during the pinning ceremony by Captain Willis Marsh after repeating the oath of office. As a condition to service and by statute, all active duty Commissioned Corps officers are on active duty 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. The Corps represents an adaptable, mobile, highly trained, readily deployable active duty force with the responsibility to preserve public health and national security during national and global public health emergencies. We are a nation's uniformed health warriors. We have 5 standing rapid deployment teams that can deploy anywhere in the country and in the world in short order, responding to emergencies that are both national and international. Our officers are frequently called upon to respond to these emergencies as declared by the President or by the Secretary. Over the past 10 years alone, the Corps has deployed on more than 350 missions. In the last 5 years, more than 6,500 of our officers have deployed, serving on occasions with members of the armed forces to events ranging from terrorist attacks to humanitarian assistance events to natural disasters such as earthquakes and hurricanes. The United States is the only nation in the world that has a uniformed service that is dedicated to protecting, promoting, and advancing the health and safety of our nation and its citizens. Officers graduating in OBC 108 are all now part of this very important and very noble mission. The leadership that you have behind you in the Commissioned Corps is outstanding. Dr. Jerome Adams is the 20th Surgeon General of the United States. He's an inspirational and charismatic Surgeon General who leads by example. Admiral Brett Gerard is the Assistant Secretary of Health, and I don't think we could have a more visionary and supportive ASH than Admiral Gerard. He's an advocate for us. He's been able to support us in many ways, including financially. He's been truly visionary in his efforts to modernize the Corps and to expand the Corps. And under his leadership, we may see our numbers grow in the next 5 years. It's an honor to stand side by side with Admiral Gerard, Vice Admiral Jerome Adams, our new Deputy Surgeon General, Rear Admiral Schwartz, and Rear Admiral Ortega as they support, lead, and modernize our service to make it the best that it can be. So I want to spend just a minute to talk about the uniform that all of our officers are wearing, including our new officers at OBC 108. Our uniform truly defines us and who we are in this service. You need to wear it with respect and with pride. When you put it on, you'll immediately feel the pride of our service flow through you. That uniform will become a part of who you are. It will drive you to achieve the same high standards expected from the military. It will drive you to take on greater responsibilities. It will motivate you to become a better and stronger person. Importantly, it will distinguish you from the crowd that you work with. That uniform will instill a sense of purpose, camaraderie with your fellow officers, including officers that you will meet and work with throughout your entire career in the Public Health Service, as well as in our sister services. As an active duty officer of the Corps, you are now part of something that's much bigger than you alone. Your family is now more than 6,500 strong. The United States Public Health Service is here to support you and your family in the good times and when times are challenging. When you're deployed to potentially austere environments, for instance. Your public health service will be here to develop you professionally and to make you all that you can be in our service. As you've heard many times over the last 2 weeks, the values that we expect to see you demonstrate as officers are leadership, integrity, excellence, and service. It was a pleasure for me to get to meet all of the members of OBC 108 just about 30 minutes ago. I think that you represent a truly talented and diverse group of officers, and I think it's exciting to see all of you coming into our service. As junior officers, OBC also represents the next generation and the future of the Commissioned Corps. The healthcare challenges that you will face are continuously changing and formidable. For example, in the last few years, who would have ever possibly conceived that the United States of America could be facing an opioid epidemic? Recent estimates are more than 500,000 Americans have died from overdoses in the last 15 years, with most of those deaths coming from opioids. It's a staggering figure when you think about it. It's truly a national emergency. The Surgeon General, the ASH, and others in the Corps continue to heighten awareness among the public about this epidemic and measures to avoid unnecessary opioid use. As you know, our officers work in numerous agencies across the United States. Commissioned Corps officers bring a wide variety of unique and best-in-class skill sets. We serve as role model health professionals at our agencies, bringing extra dimensions to healthcare that distinguish us from our civilian counterparts. 45% of United States Public Health Service officers work in organizations serving the underserved and vulnerable communities. 14% conduct work deemed as hazardous duty. We do tough jobs. We do mission-critical jobs. Our motto is Semper Gumby. Anyone hear that this week during OBC? You know what that stands for? Always flexible. Our priority is to the mission that we serve and not to our PDs. We have 11 professional categories in the United States Public Health Service, including physicians, dentists, nurses, engineers, pharmacists, veterinarians, dietitians, scientists, environmental health officers, physical therapists, and health service officers. All work done by the United States Public Health staff is critically important to our mission success, regardless of what category you're in. For instance, medical research at the NIH requires a diversity of healthcare professionals, and all the diverse professional categories that make up the core are utilized to support our medical research mission. That's where I get to pitch the NIH a little bit. At the NIH where I work, and where several of our PHS officers work, including I think 4 at OBC 108, this institution has been instrumental in terms of developing and leading research that's led to many important discoveries and cures. That includes cures for cancer, identifying genes that cause disease, some of the first gene therapy trials that were ever conducted, including trials now being conducted in sickle cell anemia that appear to have the capacity to cure that disease, the development of new vaccines and antibody therapies to prevent diseases and treat infections such as Ebola. Every year, new discoveries are being made at the NIH, and our officers play an instrumental role in leading and supporting that research, which in short order will lead to new cures. But what is really remarkable about our officers in the Public Health Service is that we make contributions to these agencies from a team and leadership standpoint, but we're a very small group that works at the NIH. We distinguish ourselves based on our productivity, not by our size. And we also represent a readily deployable force, which is totally unique among our civilian colleagues. Disasters requiring assistance from the United States Public Health Service occur frequently, so you need to be ready so you don't have to stop and get ready, as one of my colleagues would say. For example, about a year and a half ago, we had 3 hurricanes, Harvey, Irma, and Maria, that ravaged the coast of Texas, the Caribbean islands, and Florida. The federal disaster response to these hurricanes was massive, and the Commissioned Corps played a huge role in that response, with nearly 1,000 of our officers being deployed for these 3 natural disasters. Our officers made a difference during those deployments. They relieved suffering, and they saved lives. And I predict most of the officers in OBC 108 will have the same opportunity in the future to be involved in a deployment that will make a difference. For many of you, the challenges that you will face as a Commissioned Corps officer will give you the first opportunity to make a real difference in the world, to show what an excellent leader you can be, and will give you the first opportunity to serve and give back to your country. I've been an officer in the Public Health Service now for 23 years, and it's been a wonderful career so far. Serving in the PHS has taken me to new levels. It's challenged me to work hard and to develop myself to become the best officer possible, and it's truly brought the best out of me. It's taken me to deployments that I couldn't have imagined that I would go to, and the Corps, if you let it, will do the same for you. This is an exciting time to be in the United States Public Health Service. With the role that the PHS played in the Ebola crisis response 4 years ago, our visibility has been heightened. That mission, which I and several officers in this room participated in, took nearly 300 of our officers to West Africa to be involved in an important and dangerous mission that nobody else in the country had the capacity to do or the desire to do. The Commissioned Corps represented the front line of the United States government's response to Ebola to help out not only Liberian nationals, but also to protect the U.S. by doing everything we could to contain that virus in the country to prevent it from coming to our homeland. So I use that as just one example of how the Corps can change your life, affording you unprecedented challenges and the potential for personal success. As I said before, there will be many missions forthcoming of equal importance that will give you the opportunity to serve and to make a difference. I can promise you that. I encourage you to embrace those opportunities when they come. I encourage you to consider joining an RDF. Now's the part of my speech where I'm supposed to tell you the secrets to success in the public health service. Are you ready? There's no secrets. There's no apps. There's no cliff notes. But I can give you some pearls, at least, in terms of things that you should focus on. The Corps will offer you challenges throughout your career, whether it's at work, at your agency, at home, or during deployments. It's important that you have confidence in yourself, to come out of your comfort zone, to take on challenges that make a difference, and most importantly, to not be afraid to fail. The great philosopher Michael Jordan once said, "I've missed more than 9,000 shots in my career. 26 times I've been trusted to take the final game-winning shot and missed. I've failed over and over again in my life, and that's why I succeeded." General George S. Patton once said, "No decisions come from the swivel chair." Don't govern from the sideline. Don't lead from the sideline. Become part of the Commissioned Corps' missions. Come out of your comfort zone. I encourage you all to do that, and you will achieve mighty things. Stay dedicated to the mission, work hard, and you can build a legacy as a career officer. You can build your career brick by brick, and the small successes that will come, and your value and contributions to our service will be recognized. I can guarantee you that. So, in closing, I'd just like to thank you all for joining our service. We look forward to seeing you all in action. You're a highly talented group. We have high expectations for you. The mission that you will do is an important mission, and the health and safety of our nation relies on you to do your job well. Congratulations.
Thank you, Rear Admiral Childs. At this time, we will present the 3-star device. The 3-star device is presented to the most junior ranking officer, not necessarily the youngest. The device symbolizes the growth potential of a Corps officer. The officer who receives the 3-star device is charged with keeping it on behalf of the class. The most junior ranking officer carries the responsibility because every officer, regardless of rank, is a leader with limitless opportunities. Lieutenant Junior Grade Travis Bishop, please come forward.
We expect the Lieutenant JG to carry this with him at all times. Whenever you see him anywhere, ask him if he has it. He's got to pull it out. If he doesn't, he owes you something.
Attention to orders. Rear Admiral Childs, these officers have completed all of the requirements of the Officer Basic Course with excellence. We attest to their readiness to meet our mission of service, integrity, excellence, and leadership. We recommend they now receive their certificates of completion. Sir, do you concur? Officers, please be seated. Class, take seats. As I call your name, please proceed across the stage. Lieutenant Relia Atienza. Lieutenant Brady Byman. Lieutenant Natasha Bennett. Lieutenant Junior Grade Travis Bishop. Lieutenant Trusha Daya. Commander Alice White. Lieutenant Amanda Figueredo. Lieutenant Commander Joseph Grant III. Lieutenant Jaylene Gunn. Lieutenant Debbie Joseph. Lieutenant Kyle Knight. Lieutenant Matthew Lindley. Lieutenant Mary Kyrie. Lieutenant Joshua Madero Cadin. Lieutenant Michelle Roy. Lieutenant Commander Miles Stone. Lieutenant Ralph Thaddeus Poisson. At this time, we will recognize the distinguished graduate. The distinguished graduate is selected by their class members and confirmed by the COTA cadre to be recognized as an individual who has demonstrated the core values and qualities of a PHS officer. This officer embodies the concepts of being a true leader and revealed the merits of service, leadership, integrity, and excellence throughout the 2-week OBC course. Lieutenant Ralph Thaddeus Poisson, please come forward. do you have any final words, sir?
I always have. Two little tips. First is that you always need to be aware when you're wearing that uniform. No matter where you are, you stand out from the crowd. You only get one chance to make a first impression. Words are like fleeting arrows. Once they're released, they can't come back. I tell that to people all the time. So make a good first impression, represent our service well. Second is that people are going to be curious who you are. Only a small percentage of the U.S. population knows what the United States Public Health Service is. We're going to try to change that as we do branding and marketing exercises. Hopefully that won't be the case in the near future. But for now, you're our mouthpiece to the public. You're our greatest marketing strategy. So be prepared when somebody comes up to you and says, hey, how long you been in the Navy, to tell them that you're in a different uniform service. Have a speech ready for them. Tell them I'm in the United States Public Health Service Commission Corps. We're one of the 7 uniform services of the United States government. Protect and promote the health and safety of our nation. You should just have that memorized. And you're our greatest mouthpiece in communication to the public. So I encourage you to interact with the public and to not lose any opportunities to market our service. And the last thing I want to say is just congratulations. It's really competitive to get into the commission court. You've all done a great job during OBC 108. The fun really begins now. This is now the opportunity for you to start making an impact immediately. So you've got every opportunity now to hit the ground running. Congratulations.
Thank you, sir. Class, attention. Sir, presenting the officers of the future of the Commission Corps. Please give these officers a round of applause. OBC 108, is there anything that you would like to say to Rear Admiral Childs?
OBC 108.
We are destined to be great.
Yeah.
Sir, these formal proceedings are now complete. Request permission to dismiss the class.
Permission granted.
Class dismissed. Ladies and gentlemen, please join us in the back of the room for refreshments.